depending on how you speak with him, it will soften his heart. Because you got people who have a hard heart to the truth, and you got people who have a soft heart to the truth. And I've talked to many cats on the block, Christian way, doing their thing, and I hollered at them for a couple of minutes and was like, hey bro, you know, give them a little bit of dawah, you know, like the knowledge of Islam or whatnot, you feel me? And then it's like, the fact that you bring up God, the remembrance of God will hinder you from a lot of things.
Yeah, that's true.
The Amir, the brother who gives the talks over at the masjid on 82nd and MacArthur, you feel me? He was talking at Castlemont one time, and he was talking, there was a group of brothers and sisters, right? And you know, remember that thing where Janet Jackson showed her on the Super Bowl? And the Amir said, remember that? What happened? And they said, was she right? And one of the brothers said, she was right. And he said, why? Because she's rich, and she can do that. And he said, now think about God. Was she right? Immediately, she was wrong. As soon as he had God consciousness, he had basira. He was able to distinguish the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah, but
you understand what I'm saying?
I
so I don't care if you are. I don't care.
All I'm saying is a lot of these cats, you wouldn't even get the chance to say, you know what I'm saying, the word out your mouth.
Yeah, I know
Some of these cats out here would pull out and, you know what I'm saying, threaten to dump at you. You know what I'm saying? I like this stuff.
We brothers are just politicking like brothers with knowledge itself, you know, usually do. About something deep, you know, life. Hinaka looking on the beat, man. Each one teach one, right? We gotta let each other know what's up. So I was politicking with a man of Islam religion, the other one Christian, tossing back wisdom. We started talking about hip-hop, and he claimed Lil Wayne's not hip-hop. I tell him to his face, you know you're not hip-hop. It's to educate, and it's rooted from the language of the slaves. So why would you build on that? Talk about crack, that's rap. People only act like they understand. Cause I've heard niggas call themselves an MC right after they release an album called Let's Get Tipsy. That clarify the danger of our lives. In these times I realize it's a lack of knowledge that'll make you blind, though there is no real truth. Cause nothing's absolute, but you have to have knowledge itself. Come on, dude, you can't know where you're going till you learn who you are. You wanna be a superstar and ain't even right in your heart.
The average cat, you changed up though. The average cat's not gonna pull out his Ruger and blast him.
No, actually I beg to differ, because the average cat, well, it depends on which neighborhood you in. Because depending on which neighborhood you in, the average, all the cats will pull out.
I'm talking about, I've hollered at brothers through Walnut, Sobrani, and the brothers don't come at me like that. And we Muslims, they know the brother that I'm with, that we Muslims. And they know, they automatically know, because either half of these cats have been to the pen or been to Rita, and if you've been into a correctional facility, you know about Islam.
Yeah, you know about Islam.
You know you're not gonna come at a brother like that. Why? Because you start thinking about God.
Yeah, but I think it's like your image too. Like I can see you coming up to somebody, you know, like talking to them and stuff, but like some people just can't do that.
See, it's like, all right,
but you know what though? You know what though?
Now clout is what we should have between each other, not fight over, because it's making us suffer. Our generation is a bunch of rough knuckers, cause we glorify that mind state. Now we low in numbers. How many black men are there that's in jail? That's thousands of silent votes we could use out here, cause Obama ain't doing too well. If you've been watching the news, him and Clinton, they both losing to that dude. Him and that other guy. I wonder how to summarize this trife life we living, and how to ease the troubled mind. Like the Christian man brought up, how do you approach a person who doesn't believe in God's love? The man of Islam faith said there's many ways to educate how people think, and now faith is the strength in what you believe to hear what another man says and still stand on your feet. But you must acquire smarts from everything you hear that talks, and don't replace it, just add it to your heart. Keep your wits about life, there's always more you can learn. Yeah, we have to have knowledge itself, man. That's how we gonna keep the life going, baby. For more infinity, great grandfathers and shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how we gonna keep it going, with knowledge itself. If we don't have it, who we gonna pass it down to, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be nobody. Think about that. This goes to all my people, my black, white, Asian, Hispanic, everybody. This goes to all my people. All my people. Knowledge itself has no equal. Knowledge itself has no equal. And if you want this generation to have a sequel, you'll let knowledge replace the evil. Clout